Beaten favourites last time, and away they go in the Northumberland Plate. 2 miles the trip, and they begin to settle down and come through the first half furlong over towards the far side. Holy Zeal is one of the first to show, together with Cossack Guard, and right against the rails is Drumhead. Making ground though now up on the outside, now taking it up is Dance Spectrum. Dance Spectrum now in a different cap, a white cap Dance Spectrum, representing the owner and trainer who won the Plate last year. Now they come past the post for the first time, having completed the first quarter of a mile, and it's Dance Spectrum by a length and a half from Cossack Guard in the same ownership second. And then in third place, Holy Zeal, right against the rails in 4, Drumhead. 5 is Dalby Dancer, 6, Maheb. And then after these, per quad up on the outside of Briggs Care, with the back markers Travelling Light, Hot Star, and finally, last of all, up on the outside is First Victory. That's the order at the end of 3.5 furlongs of the Newcastle Brown Ale Northumberland Plate, with the running here being made by Cossack Guard now, who's just taken it up from Dance Spectrum in second. Right after these two is Drumhead, visored for the first time, the Queen's Prize winner, down towards the far side. And it is still Cossack Guard and Jeff Baxter making the running. In second place, Dance Spectrum, runner-up to Aschal in Germany. After those two, on the inside, still Drumhead, now just being joined and passed, in fact, by Holy Zeal and Richard Fox, last year's hero, making the turn now towards the back straight. They're 1.25 miles from home, and Cossack Guard leads here by almost 4 lengths from Dance Spectrum, then Holy Zeal and Drumhead. And behind these, as they come past the 9 furlong marker on the inside, is Maheb, carrying a £3 penalty for scoring at Newbury. Just after Maheb races Dalby Dancer, the only one to have scored previously here at Newcastle. They're now at halfway in the Northumberland Plate, and still it's Cossack Guard by a good 3.5 lengths from Dance Spectrum, showing still in second place. Holy Zeal right after these in 3, and then Drumhead running fast in 4. After Drumhead, Dalby Dancer still in touch, as is Maheb, and then per quad with a steadier of 9-10, and after these on the inside comes Hot Star, making their way now towards the final 3/4 of a mile. Cossack Guard and Jeff Baxter by only 2 lengths now. Cossack Guard from Dance Spectrum and Holy Zeal. These have been the principals throughout as they near the final 5 furlongs. After them comes Dalby Dancer, Maheb and Drumhead, and then Travelling Light with a bit to do, as has Pokey's Pride, Hot Star. First Victory is last but 2, last but 1 per quad, and last of all is Briggs Care. They're inside the final half mile. Cossack Guard's lead has been eradicated now, and it's only a very narrow one from, in second place, Dance Spectrum and Holy Zeal. They swing for home, and they're inside the final 3.5, over against the rails. Cossack Guard now passed by both Dance Spectrum and Holy Zeal, who's come through to take it up. Holy Zeal bidding to win the race for the second year for Richard Fox, down towards the final 2.5 furlongs now. Holy Zeal kicks for home and gets first run on Dance Spectrum, being ridden very strongly indeed. Being urged up into contention now is Maheb, and then Cossack Guard. Drumhead, First Victory, the grey makes start from the rear. That's the horse who was second at Royal Ascot, down to the distance, and Maheb now comes through to become the 4th leader in the race. Dance Spectrum fights back gallantly in second. Holy Zeal hanging on well in 3, and then Drumhead and First Victory, but it's going to be a treble for Willie Carson on the day. Maheb wins the Northumberland Plate from Dance Spectrum, close for 3rd and 4th between Drumhead and Holy Zeal, who was in front for a long way. And then came First Victory, Cossack Guard, who made all the early running, and then Briggs Care, per quad, Travelling Light, who made little show, and the last 3 were Pokey's Pride, Dalby Dancer, and finally the outsider Hot Star. So yet again a thrilling race for the Northumberland Plate, and this year it has gone to number 3, Maheb, owned by Mr. Hamdan Al Maktoum, trained at Newmarket by Alex Stewart, and a second winner in the Plate for Willie Carson, who scored way back in '68 on Amateur, who was trained by Bernard Van Cutsem. Willie Carson a treble on the day, having won the first with Arousal, the even money favourite, and then the second with Soweto, the 5-2 favourite. In second place here, number 4, Dance Spectrum, owned by Sheikh Mohammed and Guy Harwood, the trainer here, Ray Cochrane Road. It's a photo, though, for 3rd between number 8, Holy Zeal, owned by Mr. Michael Pescott, and Mr. J.A. Leake, trained by David Arbuthnot, ridden by Richard Fox. The other one involved in that photo, number 6, Drumhead, owned by Mr. A.D.G. Oldry and Mr. D. Aykroyd, trained by Peter Walwyn and ridden by Richard Hills. They're pulling up now, but let's have a look at the closing stages of the Northumberland Plate. To take us through it, Derek Thompson.
And what a flying late finish Willie Carson has produced on Maheb. This is the horse that had a bad bout of flu last year, and that's the reason he was off the course for a long time, but he bounced back at Newbury, and he's seen the 2 miles out here in very good style. Richard Fox made a valiant effort to win it for the second year on Holy Zeal, but he's running out of puff now, and the only possible danger is Dan Spectrum, the favourite, who stays on and stays on most determinedly, but he hasn't quite got the speed of the winner, Maheb. Willie Carson won it on amateur in 1968. He's had a long wait to pull off the double, but he's got the double up in the Northumberland Plate after a gap of 22 years, and this is Willie's third winner of the afternoon. He will get a tremendous cheer when he comes back into the winner's enclosure. Let's get the SP.